Maulana, is Shaitan and his affiliates on earth cloning people and splitting up consciousness? And what can we do regarding that threat?
Cloning people? I would imagine they certainly have the ability to do that, they have the technology to do that. So there are different understandings of cloning, or straight out remanufacturing someone but without a soul. So the production of a body that's soulless, and that these shayateen and marada, the evil jinn will occupy, or outright possession in which they push the soul of the person out and they enter and they trap the soul within the body. And all of those are very possible and happening. We said before, even in sci-fi movies they would show, that these spirits can trap you in a dimension and keep you in a catatonic state for as long as your life will be on this earth. And they already have that technology, it's called video game. So they can lock these kids and they become catatonic, where they're just locked on, and those jinn have grabbed them, locked them in a surreal and unrealistic life, and everything else is moving and they're not doing anything. So all of these technologies, all of these stories, all of these states are very real on this earth. 99% of people have given themselves towards evilness, and what evilness is capable of doing is unimaginable. We know that these robots are coming, and we know that they're going to be planted with artificial intelligence, and we know that they have the capability of organic mechanisms more than metal, and metal is like the iron age. Their technology and understanding is in the use of organic matter and computing with organic matter and functioning through organic matter is much more productive than like horse and buggy, where we are now on a metal machine limited to joints and limited to different things. Their system in the jinn world is they use organic matter and the programming of organic matter, and then they'll sell people on the concept of consciousness and conveying consciousness. These are merely the memories that are stored within the brain like RAM, but it's not the CPU, it's not the hard drive. They merely can take the RAM, the random access memory chips that a computer has. That's for your screen, that's not the bulk of your data, is never stored on your screen, it's stored on your CPU, your hard drive. Your hard drive is your heart and your soul. Your soul is your zip drive with Allah, it's encrypted with light. They can never access the soul's information, they can only access random access memory. Means what's in your brain, what you ate, what you did, and they'll transfer this and they'll call it a clone, and people, oh my God, this is unbelievable, they cloned me. Because they have the ability to make those devices, and it'll be from the memories of the brain, but never anything with the reality of the soul, the touch, the feel, the essence and the ishq and the connection of the soul, which is an encrypted light that jinn have no access to for this reality. So these things are all coming. AI and the computer AIs are now just showing how much they can gather and how quickly they can gather, and on an instant they can gather, where it can produce. Where we said before, Web 1 was basically you looked at it, something would come and say, look at this thing on the internet, you looked at it. Web 2 is that you interacted with it. Web 3 is that it will produce, read and write with it. So the fact that you don't have to search on Google, this version coming out now will write your document, write your legal papers, write everything, draw whatever you want, produce the code that you need, perfect the code that you want. And that's their introduction to the jinn world and the enslavement of mankind into a jinn world. The ramifications of your inability to use your mind, that when you write something you use the faculty of your mind to think, to contemplate. When you produce a book you sit and contemplate and begin to pour from your heart the knowledges and the realities. When anything you do, you're doing from your actions. What these shaitans want is that don't do anything anymore and just ask the machine.